Hey, how you doing? It's your resident YouTube career coach, Andrew McCaskill, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about why so many of us are accepting job misery in exchange for job security. It just seems like a really sad, sorry state of affairs, doesn't it? And I have to be honest, because I preach a lot about this online, but I'm pretty much a hypocrite on this too, because it took for me to get fired for me to eventually align what I really cared about with what I was doing for work. So look, if you're currently in that situation, I totally get it, but I think for too long we've kind of kept ourselves almost in a self-imprisoned way within our careers, doing things we feel we have to do when we actually don't, to buy stuff to impress people we don't even care about, and we just end up in this rut. There's a lot of people who feel like they've ended up in a bit of a rut when it comes to their career. And I think also we've got our own identity confused with our job. So you meet people, and one of the first things people ask you is, what do you do? We've got into that habit as a society. People introduce themselves and say, hi, I'm Andrew, I'm a lawyer. Yeah, and people describe themselves as that. They say, I am an accountant. It's like, well, you're not an accountant, that's what your job is. You're a whole load of other things. And so I think we've got all of this mixed up too much in our minds, and that's why any poll that you look at will suggest that the vast majority of people aren't happy with their work. It feels like a major failing in society for me, and definitely something I think we should all be talking about a lot more and trying to address. So if that's you, if this resonates with you right now, I've got a really simple 3-step exercise that you can go off and have a go at to try and work out what you should do next, and to break out of that self-imprisonment within a job that you're simply not enjoying. And it's built around 3 R's. So it's reflect, research, and reorientate. So the reflect part of this process is to actually write out a timeline of your career to date. So draw out the timeline. If you've been working for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, just draw that out for me. Yeah? Get a piece of paper and a pen, draw that out on your pad. And then what I want you to do is to actually plot on that timeline the different jobs you've had and actually how happy or sad you've been at each point in your career. Now, when you do that, it's really important to bear in mind that there might be some personal factors that were affecting your well-being at each stage. So make sure you make a note of any major life events that may have occurred. But just seeing it down on a piece of paper in a notebook, or if you've got a bigger sheet, go and put it on a bigger sheet as well. And I think you'll find that a super reflective way to get clarity on where you've been happy and where you haven't to date. Once you've done that, you need to research what you might want to do next. So you might use the Ikigai exercise, and there's loads of great videos on YouTube about Ikigai, so worth checking that out. Or any other kind of exercise to just explore options and try and align what you're about with what you're doing, with your values, with something that you can get paid for, and maybe reach out and research with people who are already doing something that you admire, already doing something that you think you might want to do, and get some advice from people. You'll be amazed, right, how open and friendly and engaging people are to try and help people in their careers. And then once you've done the reflection and the research, then you've got to reorientate. So this is when it's about actually getting a go-to-market plan in place to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And I think if more of us did that, we'd have higher productivity, we'd have a better situation in terms of the mental health challenges that we're all seeing in the workplace, and just less people accepting job security for job misery. It just makes no sense to me. I just don't think we should carry on in this way. So consider that an intervention. I hope that's had some kind of thought-provoking effect for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel below for more career and job search and business-focused content, and let's get to work. Thanks.